Recently we had the largest and most expensive galactic battle ever, at least in EVE Online history. 11 trillion ISK was burned, which equates to more than $300,000 in real life. Tim, break it down.
Okay, so this was the Battle of System BR-5RB, and this conflict was the largest in terms of ships lost and damage in EVE Online history.
So we lost 75 Titans.
75 Titan-class ships, which are the largest ships in the game. They take thousands of man-hours to construct and learn how to pilot.
Yeah.
Yes. So these are huge,
the
huge
loss
ships.
of one Titan is a big deal.
Before this, the largest number of Titans lost in a single battle was 7. And so now this battle
is almost
costs
11 times worse.
75 Titans. So that's pretty crazy. The craziest part about this story is that it started because of a missed payment.
See, was this racketeering or was this supposed to happen naturally? Because we know this game kind of runs on a kind of capitalistic, instead of nations, we have corporations.
Yes,
in
and
this
alliances
version
and coalitions.
Of the Milky Way, yeah.
Yeah, it's very interesting, and I don't fully understand it because I haven't played the game at length. In many ways, EVE Online is a spreadsheet simulator, but it is fun. I did mess around with it for a while. Basically, there was an area of the game that was under protection. And that protection came at a financial cost.
This is racketeering! And
once a payment was missed, that area was no longer under that ironclad protection, which means that one of the coalitions, the Clusterfuck Coalition, CFC, went in to take it, and they did so. Now, they did this because the week before, they got their asses handed to them by the N3 Coalition. What came in to beat them down and beat them back and started the battle of System BR-5RB was N3's Wrecking Ball fleet.
Okay.
And in
did it come in like a wrecking ball?
Yes, and in typical Miley Cyrus fashion, it got fucked.
What the? Don't say that. This is not Pop Trigger. Go ahead.
So anyway, this battle lasted 21 hours, which means it had to break for daily system maintenance. And one of the better quotes is, because it started essentially with the Russian coalition. So one of the better quotes is, "The fight is ongoing with both sides banking on their European and soon North American players returning from work to bolster their forces." So you've got half of your fleet on the other side of the Earth, like at work, and you're like waiting for them to get home so they can like rally more troops, which I think is super interesting.
I've done some MMOs in my day and had some massive alliance battles, and we decide we have to wait. The captain is at work still.
Yeah, your healer's in Australia
happens.
and he's asleep, and you need to wait. And
you need to strategically like plan a system of who's going to play what role at what time. Otherwise, it all goes to shit.
I think looking at the numbers of this, there were 7,548 different characters involved in this battle.
Yeah.
They lost 13 supercarriers, 370 dreadnoughts. The Doomsday lasers that only the Titans carry were fired 775 times. And that 775 laser fires accounts for 24% of all Doomsday firings in the last 2 years of the game.
That's a lot of Doomsdays.
Yeah, a quarter of the ammunition used from the last 2 years in 21 hours. It was a big fight, big fight. The server admins left a few of the burned out Titan hulls floating around, and they also put up a memorial. The
Titanomachy.
Yeah, the Titanomachy is a good pronunciation, as good as any that I could come up with. But it's cool. Unfortunately, it's in really dangerous, unprotected space now. So if you want to visit
blow it up,
you run the risk of starting something else.
That's fun.
Yeah,
I'm into this. I never actually played EVE. I played Dust 514, which is more of a smaller scale type. Well, the worlds are interconnected, but it's less. It's more like you're one person and on your own with a gun, doing stuff. But I was.
So just to put a pin in this, What I was thinking of when I saw this ongoing story happen is, yeah, this battle is cool and all, but this is like thousands of players losing everything that they worked for months and months and months and months in one big battle, which is poetic in some way, but I think it's really going to hurt like subscribership.
Do you think people are going to quit over this?
I think this was, for probably a lot of people, like a last hurrah. Like, oh man, all that work that I did for months and months and months in one glorious explosion, I guess I'll go play something else now.
Yeah.
I could see that happening, and I suspect that EVE Online's administrators are worried about that loss of momentum.
Well, isn't that naturally going to happen?
Yeah,
I mean, over time, eventually, there's going to be a big blowout.
Not in such grand scale.
I mean, I think it was bound to happen, at least in the way that the economy is run and the opposing alliances and forces. It's going to be boring if all you do in your hypothetical space corporation is just like, run day-to-day normal. It's escapism.
Whatever MMO you played, like imagine you're doing a raid in World of Warcraft and it's the biggest, coolest, baddest, awesomest raid ever, and then at the end of it, your level 90 character is deleted forever. You're like, what the fuck do I do now? My ship's gone. My character's gone. I don't want to start all over. Ugh.
You know what? That's pretty fair.
Yeah.
I think I'd want to quit if my character was ruined.
Yeah. So a big, cool event happened in the world of EVE Online, but it has very real repercussions, not only financially, but to the game world.
Yeah, that's because I've heard people say, like, who cares? Is this such a big deal? Why would you dump all this money in it? You dump the money in it because you love it. And if that's taken away, maybe you don't love it so much. What do you think? Is this a rage quit moment for you? Quit for good? Or is it, is EVE going to be okay? Is it strong enough? I think it's a pretty damn strong system, but what do I know? Leave a comment below and please be sure to subscribe.